So, the Home Office have announced that they want to expand the use of facial recognition technology. They want to roll it out into every city, every town, and eventually every village across the country. They want it everywhere. Live facial recognition to help them capture more criminals. Now, on the face of it, many people would argue that's a good thing. If they can have these cameras everywhere and people that are either have absconded or should be being picked up for past misdemeanors and past crimes, that's got to be a good thing, right? But somebody rang into a radio program and they said something very interesting, which got me thinking. And they said, are we heading towards a situation where we effectively are all living in what amounts to a great big massive open air prison? And he went on to elaborate, this person, and he said, well, we've had digital ID suggested. So everyone's going to have a digital ID. And eventually, everywhere you go, everything you do, every transaction, every activity you want to take place in, everything you want to register for, you're going to have to produce that digital ID. They are talking about bringing in digital currencies, although we're not there yet, but may well be in a few years, in which case every single transaction that you act upon or every single transaction that you take part in will be logged and registered, and that obviously is then going to therefore register your location at the same time. We've got the online safety bill, online safety and harms bill, which means that pretty much going forward at some stage, everything that you log on to do, everything that you register for online, all of your activities online will be logged, watched and monitored. And not only that bill gives the ability to the authorities to clamp down and potentially criminalise and arrest people for stuff they do and say online. And then you've got facial recognition technology going to be installed literally everywhere in the country. So what it basically means is that everywhere you go, everything you do, every person you meet, every location you go to, everything you buy will be watched, monitored, tracked. And you'll get all the usual suspects will come up and say, well, if you've got nothing to hide, why is that a problem? You shouldn't have anything to fear if you're a law-abiding citizen. And that might be true if you had complete faith and trust that A, the system will work properly and won't have any glitches, won't have any faults, won't make any mistakes, won't pick people up, won't misidentify people, won't say people have done something wrong when they haven't. And B, that the state, that the authorities, that the police, that the courts and that the government are acting in good faith, and that they won't at some stage use these massively increased powers, these massively increased ability to surveil and watch everything we do, these massively increased powers to track us, to locate us, to identify us for their own means, and to clamp down on anyone that is a subversive, in their own words, or that is just somebody that disagrees with them, or is just somebody that doesn't like what they're doing, or just somebody that is a little bit outspoken, or just somebody that is deemed to be persona non grata, to use a Latin phrase. Do you trust the government to that extent? Do you trust the police to that extent, the courts to that extent? Because it's not just about the government that we've got now and the police force that we've got now. Once these powers are in, they're in for good. They're not going to get rolled back, or very, very unlikely to get rolled back. And so it's not just about trusting Keir Starmer or Yvette Cooper or David Lammy or Shabana Mahmood, who's the Home Secretary. It's not just about trusting the current set of police commissioners. It's about trusting unknown ones in the future. We don't know who they're going to be. Now, loads and loads and loads of people on the left of politics out there are constantly calling Nigel Farage a fascist. So if they believe that about Nigel Farage, I don't believe it, I think it's a load of old crap, but if they believe that about Nigel Farage and he wins the next election, which is at the moment is looking likely, he's very, very likely he's going to do, would they not be concerned that a so-called fascist is going to have these sorts of powers? Because if you roll them out now, if you bring them in now, then whoever gets elected in the future is going to have access to them and be able to use them. That's where we're heading. Are we turning Britain into a great big massive open air prison? And in reality, What is it there to do? Is it there to reduce criminality? Is it genuinely going to make us all safer? Is it genuinely going to stop the crime that's taking place? Why don't we actually go about treating the criminals and doing something about the crimes themselves, as opposed to treating the entire country as a criminal to prevent it? Why don't we do something about shoplifting? Why don't we put more police actually on the streets walking the beat, as opposed to sitting in offices and sitting in cars and policing what people say online and knocking on the doors of people like me? Why don't we actually police real crimes? Why don't police turn up to car thefts or burglaries? Why are they not on high streets outside pubs at 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night? Why are they not stop and searching people and actually giving them proper prison sentences for carrying knives and carrying weapons? Why are we releasing people early from prisons who have committed fairly serious crimes, when essentially that's incentivizing people because they're not scared of the system anymore? We're going about this the entire wrong way. We are effectively criminalizing everyone to try and clamp down on the bad eggs. It's very worrying. That's how I see it anyway. Look at all these bills that have come in. Digital ID, digital currency is going to be coming, the online safety bill, and now police facial recognition cameras, using their own words, in every city and town. We've all grown up watching these futuristic films and futuristic TV series where the state controls every aspect, where there's cameras everywhere, where the police round people up for wrong speech and wrong thought. We ain't that far away from it. I'm not saying we're there yet. I'm not saying we'll definitely get there soon. But we are putting in place all of the infrastructure around us. We're building all of that infrastructure around us. And you're just accepting it. Just say no. You've got to say no to digital ID, and you've got to reject this imposition of state control.